Hey everybody, Julian here. It's 9 o'clock, and I'm at Hiker Hostel in Dahlonega, Georgia. I think that's how you pronounce it. Everything went well with the flight. They ended up searching my checked pack. I had it wrapped in two trash compactor bags and then duct taped, and they ripped it open, the bags, and just it looks like they just did like a quick look inside the pack, so it's all fine. They didn't take anything and nothing was damaged. And then they just put it back in the trash compactor bags and taped it back up. So everything worked out well, got picked up by the hostel, had some pizza, and about to go to bed. I didn't get a ton of sleep last night, so I'm going to make up for it. We have breakfast at 7:30 in the morning here, and then we'll all leave at 8:30. I think there's about 14 people going to the trail tomorrow. And initially when I was coming here, I was thinking about doing the approach trail, which is basically it's an 8 or 9 mile hike up, which is not technically the Appalachian Trail, but people do it for different reasons. So, but it seems like a lot of people don't, and don't really have too much of a reason to. So I'm probably just gonna start on Springer and begin the whole trail there, and that way it'll be a day ahead, and I'll also be avoiding a lot of the crowds. Tomorrow, the 28th, I think it is. The 28th, Tuesday, there are about 30 people registered to start at the approach trail, and about like 15 registered to start at Springer. And then the next day, there's 30 registered to start at Springer, and it's a day hike from the approach trail to Springer. So if I start tomorrow at the approach trail, when I get to Springer, there'll be like 60 people there. So I'm probably going to start at Springer, and then it'll be day ahead, and I'm starting at the official start of the AT, and crowd shouldn't be too bad. So I started looking at the AWOL guidebook and planning like how many days I'm going to do. What I'm thinking of doing is going to not spending a night at a hostel until Hiawassee, Georgia. I think it's about 50 or 55 miles in. And I kind of planned it out with shelters and doing about 8 miles a day. Probably going to take 6 days. So I'm going to do that. I may stop to resupply a tad, not like a full resupply, because I probably have 5 days of food. So 4 or 5, probably closer to 5. So I'll see where I'm at Neal's Gap, which is about 3 days into it, I think. And might pick up some stuff, and then I'll keep on moving. All right, good night. All right, southern terminus of the Appalachian Trail, Springer Mountain, Georgia. Just backtracked like a mile. I got dropped off around 9:30, and I'm gonna head back that mile, and then the shelter I'm planning on staying at, I forgot the name of it, but it's 7 or 8 miles in. Alright, so first night on the AT, we are at Hawk Mountain Shelter, and I decided to try the tent out because it's raining right now, and it's going to be raining all night, so I wanted to test out how it performs in the rain, because I haven't with this particular tent. So I set it up on mud, which I probably shouldn't have. I probably should have found some leaves, but I'm going to try it out. But it got my like the footprints all muddy. It's pretty dirty, and then you can see here the mud kind of splashed up onto the tent here. But I readjusted the fly, so that should happen a lot less. And then in the future, I'll just set it up on leaves. But everything's dry inside. It's just on the outside here. But yeah, today went well hiking, and it's about 6:30 right now, and it's just starting to get dark. But tomorrow is probably gonna rain the whole day. Yeah, I'm prepared. Look how cool this guy is. I haven't seen one of these guys in years. So it's day 3 right now. I was just walking, and someone said, "Oh, someone left Coke in a street." some trail magic here that a very kind person left for some hikers. Nice and cold. Blood Mountain Shelter. Ooh, it's kind of a mess in here, actually. Just made it to the top of Blood Mountain. And we're heading to Neil's Gap tonight. Forgot about that. Yeah. That's cool.
When I get my phone.
We are at Mountain Crossings at Neil Gap. It's the first resupply point. We're at the AT. It's about 32 miles in or something. So probably going to spend the night here. We have pizza. And then check my food situation, because the next place I'll be stopping is 70 miles. So apparently those are the shoes of people who have quit. Alright, so it's the beginning of day 4, and we spent a night at Neil's Gap Mountain Crossing, and we stayed at Blood Mountain Cabins. We rented this little cabin, me and 3 other hikers. So it's pretty nice. There's a bedroom and living room, porch, and little loft up there. So we're about to head out, and not sure how far we'll get today. There's a shelter at 11 miles, or we might try to camp somewhere before then. Alright, so it's the morning, I think around 9:30 on day 5, and I'm at Low Gap Shelter, and I just, about half an hour ago I finished taking down camp. We had a few people had their tents set up here, and I just am finishing my breakfast, so I had some oatmeal, and I'm heating up some water to have some coffee. I'm going to get my snacks ready for the day. The green bag is my food bag, and it's a little chilly out now, but not too bad. I'm gonna try to do 8 miles today, a little slower day than usual, and we'll head to, I forget the name of the shelter, but stay there tonight. So this is the guidebook that I use. It's called the AWOL guide, and it's pretty much what it seems like everyone on the trail uses, but basically it shows the mileage here. So I don't know if you can read that, but 42.9 is Low Gap Shelter, and that's where I am right now. Then it shows like if there's water there, if there's a privy, how many tent sites / space per people in the shelter there are. And then it shows where there's other water sources along the trail, and the elevation profiles here, so you can see if it's going to be steep or not. So we're going to Blue Mountain Shelter. That's the one, 7.3 miles, and then we'll be at mile 50. And then sometimes when you're going to reach a town, it'll say see page whatever, and there'll be a different kind of spread here, and it'll show you like where you can get food, and if it's like a full service grocery store, just a little convenience store. It'll show you like here we have Neil's Gap, which is mile 31, and there's a place called Mountain Crossings, and they're an outfitter, so you can buy gear there. It's a hostel also. It shows how much it is per person, so really helpful for finding out what to do in town, and it shows you where things are also. Blue Mountain Shelter. A lot of tents set up. It's my tent. Fire. All right, so today is the end of day 6, and I'm at a shelter right now. I have my tent set up. It's right on the ridge of a mountain. There's some other tents set up, and then there's some people there having a fire at the shelter. So did an 8-mile day today. I have some blisters on my feet that were bothering me a little bit, so I just am taking it slow and letting it heal. So we are at Trey Mountain Shelter right now. Had a fun day today. We had a lot of trail magic. We had water at one point, and then this one person gave us granola bars and a can of beer, and it was just a good day. So I've been hiking with 2 people lately, Phil and Goobers, and they wanted to push a little more today, so I'll see him at some other point down the line. So yeah, I'm just about to, it's about 6:30 right now, and it's going to get dark in half an hour, so just hung my bag up on bear cables and gonna get to bed. Hey everybody, so it is morning of day 8, about 8 a.m. Tuesday, and I just left Deep Gap Shelter. It's about mile 65, and I'm heading to Dix Creek Gap, which is about mile 69, and that's where I'm going to take a day in town, the town of Hiawassee, Georgia. So I'm gonna get a shuttle and probably stay in a hotel. The town's like 13 miles, I think, from where the trail intersects the road. So I have this blister on my foot that's been bothering me. The last 3 days I took it slow. I did 8-mile days, and it hasn't really improved. A little bit, but not too much. So I think I just need some time off. So today's just going to be a short day of 3.5 miles. I'll go into town, do laundry, resupply, get food for the next 3 or 4 day stretch, which will bring me to Franklin, North Carolina. Have a nice meal, sleep in a bed, and then probably take it slow the day after. Might even spend a second day in town if I think second night in town if I think my blister needs it. So we'll see. But it's going well. It's supposed to thunderstorm today. It's not raining right now, but I think around midday or around noon maybe it might start, so I'm trying to avoid that. All right. So it's about 5 o'clock, and I'm staying at the Budget Inn in Hiawassee, Georgia right now. So I did about a 3.5 mile day today. Got a shuttle and $40 a night. This is the room. So it's nothing luxurious, but gives me a chance to shower, charge my stuff up, go through my gear, organize it, and get ready for the next day. So I'm just spending a night here and then letting my blister heal. So I'm just gonna go into town and go out to eat, and there's an Ingles here, so I'm gonna get some more food. I have a 40-mile stretch coming up from here to Franklin, so I'm gonna budget for about 5. I'm probably gonna get 4 or 5 days of food just in case my blister isn't healing. I'm like limited to 8 miles a day, which is what I've been doing the last few days, but hopefully I'll be able to pick up the pace a little bit this week. So forgot to mention one thing. I have a trail name now. It is Sardines. So basically, everyone on the Appalachian Trail, or most people, apparently get a trail name. Apparently, I've heard of like someone who was like, their name was Bob, and it was like just Bob, or he didn't end up getting one, and that ended up being his trail name. So yeah, a few days in, like I brought some sardines with me, so I pulled them out, and someone was like, "Oh, what's that?" I'm like, "Oh, neat. You should be called Sardines." And then, like, I was like, "All right, I'll think about it." And then it just kind of stuck after that, and people started calling me it, so I went with it.
Double barrel. Put on double barrel. Okay.
I'm doing a video.
Oh, are you? That's awesome.
Yeah. Okay, so I take showers every day. I fill up Camelback full of water. And then take the cold water. just give you the quick demo. Pour it in. Okay, so it's full. After that's full, it's heated. Open it up. Pour the hot contents back in. And I rinse and repeat until the water's at the right temperature. And then that's it. Then I go. Let's just take that. I hang it somewhere on the privy like a nail. And then I sit there and just go. Cold, cold, cold. All right. But the water's hot. Soap. All right, so pretend this is soap. All right, really quick. Only like a simple lather. If you put on too much, you use too much water. Okay. Face. It's cold. It's cold. Okay. That's better. That's better. No kink, because sometimes it kinks right here. And then, all right. And then, close, boom, and that's it. There you go.
That's
Very
great.
good.
Excellent.
That's how to take a shower. I missed the very first part.
By
The hot
double
water.
barrel.
What do you do with the hot water again?
So right, the hot water.
Sorry about that.
Humongous fire. This was fun to build. Good job, team.
Oh, that's cool.
Now that's gonna get bigger once those guys catch up. What shelter is this? Plum Orchard Gap Shelter. 4 words. Yeah, where are the plum trees? Do plums grow on trees? So these are bear cables. This is where we put our food up at night so bears can't get it. It's high enough, and then there's metal things there so they can't climb from the trees, I guess, to get it. So just unclip it. And that's it. Pretty much all the shelters so far have had mostly bear cables. Some have had bear boxes, just like metal, big metal boxes to put the food in. And this is the last shelter in Georgia. We'll be crossing into North Carolina today. Made it to North Carolina, 1 state down.
Yeah, I can see it. Nice.
So I'm just treating my water right now. I've been using Aquamira chemical treatment drops. So I basically just, for every liter, I put 7 drops of this, part A, 7 drops of part B, into this little cup, let it react for 5 minutes, and then I put it in the water, and then in 15 minutes it's ready to drink. So just crossed the border into Georgia, into North Carolina a few minutes ago. I think Georgia was roughly just shy of 80 miles, and it was a good state. We had pretty good weather. I think at night the coldest it got was, there was like one night where it was maybe around 30, maybe high 20s, and then one other night that was like mid 30s or high 30s. But aside from that, during the day, like right now I'm wearing shorts, and like you could have worn shorts the whole section. Sorry, a bug flew in my ear. The whole section of Georgia this time of year. I started the last day in February. It's been nice. Like the days have been 50 or 60, and like nights on average maybe around like 40 or 50. So it's been pretty good weather.